Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today we're going to be talking about the Child Care Tax Credit Calculator and how to figure out if you can qualify for this credit and what the requirements are. So let me get the video going here. So the max amount you can claim for the credit is $1,000 per child. Okay, that's the max you're going to get is $1,000. Now this is the $1,000 you had to have had at least 1,000. If you're just claiming one child, the 1,000 you had to have had at least 1,000 in tax paid. Okay, they're not. If you paid no tax in the year, you're not going to get the credit. And say you paid 500 in tax, and the credit's 1,000, you're only going to get 500. So you can't, not have had income and not paid tax and still get the credit. Now this applies to your son, your daughter, your stepchild, foster child, stepsister, stepbrother, stepsister, or descendant of any of them. Now at any point during the video, you can go to our site, HarborFinancialOnline.com, and prepare a quick online estimate of this credit and other credits and deductions and prepare the return directly online. Now you had to have been under the age of 17 at the end of the year and can have provided at least half of your own support for that qualifying child. They couldn't have paid half of their own support. And 17, under the age of 17 by the end of the year. That's the basic requirements. They had to have lived with you for more than half of the year. You're going to need documentation of this, school records, any kind of mail, something like that to be able to prove it. It's basically, it comes down to the documentation. It has to be claimed on your return as a dependent. So that child has to be a dependent. So when you fill out the tax return, on that first page, it's going to be a dependent. Adopted children are always treated the same for the credit. And I'm going to go to the form 8812. This is for the additional child tax credit. This is if you have more than one child, which most of you are claiming more than one child. So I want to show you this form. When you prepare the return directly online, it's automatically going to bring in this form and all the other forms you need for this credit and other credits. So I recommend doing it that way. You can do it at our site, HarborFinancialOnline.com. But let me take you to this form and walk through it together. I'll let the page load up here. Okay, so here's our site real quick. The child tax credit, you can see we have a page devoted just to this credit. So after the video, if you want to check out this page, it's going to have more detailed information on the credit, the forms, everything to do with it to see if you qualify for it. Okay, let's go to the form. So this is form 8812, the additional child tax credit form. And you can see, to get this credit, you're going to have to file a 1040, a 1040A, or the 1040NR. The NR is non-resident. And right here, you're going to enter the amount from line 6 of the child tax credit worksheet. Now the child tax credit worksheet is what figures exactly how much your child tax credit is going to be. On our software, it's automatically going to figure out, it's going to have the worksheet and it's going to do that all for you. So again, another great reason to have this. Okay, so part 2 is just going to go into more information on those amounts and the instructions. So form 8812 is going to get attached to your regular 1040, 1040A, or 1040NR. And again, we have the page devoted right to the child tax credit on our site, HarborFinancialOnline.com. Now the credit is reduced if your income is over $110,000 for married filing jointly. it's reduced 70 for 70 if this is you're making these amounts. So if you're making 75,000 or more in single and head of household or qualifying widower, the credit is going to be reduced, that 1,000 credit per child. It's reduced 55,000 for married filing separate. Now if your child was born at any time during the year and lived with you for the rest of the year, so say your child was born in November and lived with you the rest of the year, you're still going to qualify, even though I said the child had to live with you at least half the year. Well, if it was born any time of the year and lived with you, it could be December 15th, December 29th, it's still going to get the credit. Now you may want to adjust your withholdings for this credit on Form W-4, because this credit's going to result in a much bigger refund and less tax paid, so you're going to want to have less withheld. We have videos on the W-4 if you want to learn more about that. I appreciate you watching the video. Check out some of our other videos. We cover all areas of tax, and we're glad to help you guys out, and we'll talk to you soon.